Hi, everyone. I hope you had a great Thanksgiving and a nice break. We're going to continue on Isaiah. We are halfway through, well, close to it. We're on chapter 28 today. We're going to be reading 28 and 29 and hopefully one of the Psalms, okay? All right, here we go. Chapter 28. Woe to the crown of pride and to the drunkards of Ephraim, and to the fading flower of his glorious beauty, which is on the head of the fertile valley of those who are overcome with wine. Behold, the Lord has a mighty and strong one, like a storm of hail, a destroying storm, like a storm of mighty waters overflowing. He will cast him down to the earth with his hand. The crown of pride of the drunkards of Ephraim will be trodden underfoot. The fading flower of his glorious beauty, which is on the head of the fertile valley, shall be like the first ripe fig before the summer, which someone picks and eats as soon as he sees it. In that day, Yahweh of armies will become a crown of glory and a diadem of beauty to the residue of his people, and a spirit of justice to him who sits in judgment, and strength to those who turn back the battle at the gate. They also reel with wine and stagger with strong drink. The priest and the prophet reel with strong drink. They are swallowed up by wine. They stagger with strong drink. They err in vision. They stumble in judgment. For all tables are completely full of filthy vomit and filthiness. Whom will he teach knowledge? To whom will he explain the message? Those who are weaned from milk and drawn from the breast. For it is precept on precept, precept on precept, line on line, line on line, here a little, there a little. But he will speak to this nation with stammering lips and in another language, to whom he said, this is the resting place, give rest to the weary, and this is the refreshing, yet they would not hear. Therefore the word of Yahweh will be to them precept on precept, precept on precept, line on line, line on line, here a little, there a little, that they may go, fall backward, be broken, be snared, and be taken. Therefore hear the word of Yahweh, you scoffers, the rule that rule this people in Jerusalem, because you have said, we have made a covenant with death, and with Sheol are we in agreement. When the overflowing scourge passes through, it won't come to us. For we have made lies our refuge, and we have hidden ourselves under falsehood. Therefore, thus says the Lord Yahweh, behold, I lay in Zion for a foundation, a stone, and a tried stone, a precious cornerstone of a sure foundation. He who believes shall not act hastily. I will make justice the measuring line, and righteousness the plumb line. The hail will sweep away the refuge of lies, and the waters will overflow the hiding place. Your covenant with death shall be annulled, and your agreement with Sheol shall not stand. When the overflowing scourge passes through, then you will be trampled down by it. As often as it passes through, it will seize you. For morning by morning it will pass through, day and by night, and it will be nothing but terror to understand the message. For the bed is too short to stretch out on, and the blanket is too narrow to wrap oneself in. For Yahweh will rise up as on Mount Perazim. He will be angry as in the valley of Gibeon, that he may do his work, his unusual work, and bring to pass his act, his extraordinary act. Now therefore don't be scoffers, lest your bonds be made strong, for I have heard a decree of destruction from the Lord, Yahweh of armies, on the whole earth. Give ear and hear my voice. Listen and hear my speech. Does he who plows to sow plow continually? Does he keep turning the soil and breaking the clods? When he has leveled its surface, doesn't he plant the dill and scatter the cumin seed and put in the wheat in rows, the barley in the appointed place, and the spelt in its place? For his God instructs him in his right judgment, and teaches him. For the dill are not threshed with a sharp instrument, neither is a cartwheel turned over the cumin, but the dill is beaten out with a stick, and the cumin with a rod. Bread flour must be ground, so he will not always be threshing it. Although he drives the wheel of the threshing cart over it, his horses don't grind it. This also comes forth from Yahweh of armies, who is wonderful in counsel and excellent in wisdom. So that was chapter 28. And let me see. I don't think I connected the audio microphone. Hold on one second. Let me try and... Okay, hopefully you heard what I said. Otherwise, I will have to redo everything. Okay, here we go. Chapter 29. Woe to Ariel, Ariel, the city where David encamped. Add year to year, let the feast come around. Then I will distress Ariel. There will be mourning and lamentation. She shall be to me as an altar hearth. I will encamp against you all around you, and will lay siege against you with posted troops. I will raise siege works against you. You will be brought down, and I will speak out of the ground. Your speech will mumble out of the dust. Your voice will be as one of those who has a familiar spirit out of the ground, and your speech will whisper out of the dust. But the multitude of your foes will be like fine dust, and the multitude of the ruthless ones like chaff that blows away. Yes, it will be in an instant, suddenly. She will be visited by Yahweh of armies with thunder, with earthquake, with great noise, with whirlwind and storm, and with the flame of a devouring fire. The multitude of all nations that fight against Ariel, even all who fight against her and her stronghold, and who distress her, will be like a dream, a vision of the night. And Ariel was actually Jerusalem before it became Jerusalem. It was called Ariel, and it was a city of David. It will be like when a hungry man dreams, and behold, he eats, but he awakes, and his hunger isn't satisfied. Or like when a thirsty man dreams, and behold, he drinks, but he awakes, and behold, he is faint, and he is still thirsty. The multitude of all the nations that fight against Mount Zion will be like that. Pause and wonder. Blind yourselves and be blind. They are drunken, but not with wine. They stagger, but not with strong drink. For Yahweh has poured out on you a spirit of deep sleep, and has closed your eyes, the prophets, and he has covered your heads, the seers. All vision has become to you like the words of a book that is sealed, which men deliver to one who is educated, saying, "Read this, please." And he says, "I can, for it is sealed." And the book is delivered to one who is not educated, saying, "Read this, please." And he says, "I can't read." The Lord said, "Because this people draws near with their mouth and with their lips to honor me, but they have removed their heart far from me, and their fear of me is a commandment of men which has been taught. Therefore, behold, I will proceed to do a marvelous work among this people, even a marvelous work and a wonder. And the wisdom of their wise men will perish, and the understanding of their prudent men will be hidden. Woe to those who deeply hide their counsel from Yahweh, and those whose works are in the dark, and who say, 'Who sees us? And who knows us?'" See, he sees everything, so if they think that they're hiding anything, they're not. You turn your things upside down. Should the potter be thought to be like clay, that the thing made should say about him who made it, "He didn't make me"? Or the thing formed say of him who formed it, "He has no understanding"? Isn't it yet a very little while, and Lebanon will be turned into a fruitful field, and the fruitful field will be regarded as a forest. In that day the deaf will hear the words of the book, and the eyes of the blind will see out of obscurity and out of darkness. The humble also will increase their joy in Yahweh, and the poor among men will rejoice in the Holy One of Israel. For the ruthless is brought to nothing, and the scoffer ceases, and all who are alert to do evil are cut off. Who cause a person to be indicted by a word, and lay a snare for the arbiter in the gate, and who deprive the innocent of justice with false testimony. Therefore, thus says Yahweh, who redeemed Abraham concerning the house of Jacob: Jacob shall no longer be ashamed, neither shall his face grow pale. But when he sees his children, the work of my hands, in the midst of him, they will sanctify my name. Yes, they will sanctify the Holy One of Jacob, and will stand in awe of the God of Israel. They also who err in spirit will come to understanding, and those who grumble will receive instruction. So, wow, that's pretty good. That's the end of that chapter. And let's see what we're going to read in the Psalms. The Psalms are very good, and you can read any one of them, and they're beautiful. So let's just pick one. Okay. Psalm 77. My cry goes to God. Indeed, I cried to God for help, and for him to listen to me. In the day of my trouble, I sought the Lord. My hand was stretched out in the night and didn't get tired. My soul refused to be comforted. I remember God, and I groan. I complain, and my spirit is overwhelmed. Selah. That means to ponder or meditate on. You hold my eyelids open. I am so troubled that I can't speak. I have considered the days of old, the years of ancient times. I remember my song in the night. I consider in my own heart. My spirit diligently inquires, will the Lord reject us forever? Will he be favorable no more? Has his loving kindness vanished forever? Does his promise fail for generations? Has God forgotten to be gracious? Has he in anger withheld his compassion? Selah. Then I thought, I will appeal to this, the years of the right hand of the Most High. I will remember Yah's deeds, for I will remember your wonders of old. I will also meditate on all your work and consider your doings. Your way, God, is in the sanctuary. What God is great like God? You are the God who does wonders. You have made your strength known among the peoples. You have redeemed your people with your arm. The sons of Jacob and Joseph, Selah. The waters you saw, Yahweh, the waters saw you, and they writhed. The depths also convulsed. The clouds poured out water. The skies resounded with thunder. Your arrows also flashed around. The voice of your thunder was in the whirlwind. The lightnings lit up the world. The earth trembled and shook. Your way was through the sea, your paths through the great waters. Your footsteps were not known. You led your people like a flock by the hand of Moses and Aaron. Yes, indeed he did. And I just wanted to point out that we're kind of almost done with Hanukkah. Oops, let me push this back a little bit so you can see it. And there's my Hanukkah menorah. And I'm going to be lighting it soon. It's getting to be dusk here. It's almost finished, so tomorrow will be the last day. And that's called the Festival of Lights. And maybe I'll do a teaching on that, because I do have papers that some ministry sent me regarding that whole thing. And it's when they had oil for one day, but it lasted them all 8 days. And they defeated I believe it was the Greeks, the Jewish people, because they had been invaded and they took over pretty much the temple. And so there was some that stood up and they fought against them, and they got them out of there. So it's the Feast of Dedication for the Jewish people. And when Jesus, or Yeshua, when he was here on this earth, he also did celebrate that. So anyways, okay, well, I hope you have a great night, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.